Hi everybody, it's Greg Page here, founder of Heart of the Nation, talking to you today about one of our initiatives, which is the Heart of the Nation AED Recognition Program, where we ask businesses and community groups with AEDs on site to place a Heart of the Nation AED inside sticker on their front door or windows so that passers-by and people entering the business know that there's an AED inside if they ever need it. Today, I'm talking with one of our new members of the Heart of the Nation network, and that is the office of Stuart Grimley MP from Victoria.
I really wanted to have a chat with you today about the Heart of the Nation initiative and why your office has become a member of the network. So I guess just briefly, just so people know, you're the state MP for Western Victoria.
That's correct. Yes, Western Victoria covers 80,000 square kilometres, so it's quite a large electorate that we have here, and I'm a member of the Upper House here in Victoria. So, I'm part of the Darren Hinch's Justice Party, so we're a crossbench representative in the Upper House.
Yeah, and you were elected in 2018, was it, or 20?
Yeah, that's right, 2018. Yeah, so we've got a 4-year term. We're halfway through our term now, so. And I'm an ex-school teacher, ex-police officer by profession, so politics is quite new to me. But anyway, we seem to be doing all right, struggling through.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, look, you've had an incredible past 12 months with everything that's happened in Victoria. Living in Sydney, we haven't experienced what you've experienced in terms of lockdowns and some of the statistics with COVID. But, I think as a whole, Australia's done a great job of handling COVID compared to other places in the world. What are your thoughts on that?
Brilliant. We've done a really good job, and you're right, it has been tough on Victorians in particular with the hard lockdown, with the issues that they have with hotel quarantine. But it just goes to show that, we all stick together in times of hardship. We're a fantastic nation in that regard. And we're finally sort of seeing some freedoms now, which is really good, and it's just testament to, like I said, our fortitude as Australians that we can find a way through the hard times.
And I guess one thing, getting back to what we were wanting to talk about today, and that is AEDs and their role in the prevention of cardiac death, sudden cardiac death. I think what COVID has shown is that when Australia works together, we can really get on top of something like COVID, which presents a massive health problem. Now, sudden cardiac arrest is a very big problem right over the world, the whole world over. Many people die every day from sudden cardiac death. Sudden cardiac arrest can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. Why does your office have an AED?
It came about with Sean Purcell. He's a local down here in Torquay. He was in his mid-30s, very fit young man, a bit of a marathon runner actually, and so he was no shortage of having a fit and healthy body, and he was on the beach down in Torquay when he collapsed and suffered a cardiac arrest. And if it wasn't for a small group of locals that were nearby, and they were fortunate enough to have an AED close by as well, they were able to resuscitate him and effectively save his life. So here's a second chance now at his life, and he's been promoting that fact since this all happened. And it just came to me that I thought, why don't we have an AED in our office? Because I looked around my community, and there was one at the local Woolworths supermarket, which is nearby. But apart from that, there wasn't too many others around. There was one at a major hotel, and I thought, if somebody sort of has a cardiac arrest in the street or nearby, the first thing they'll be doing is, right, we need to find an AED. So the more stickers we can have out there, the more signage to say that there's an AED within this facility, the better. And also, not only having those stickers, but also showing people where the next closest one is in case your business is closed at the time, so that they can go, right, there's one just 500 metres down the road, let's go. Because as you know, time is critical.
Time is critical, and look, that is really the point with sudden cardiac arrest. Having more AEDs in the community and more people knowing where they are is so important. So I just want to commend you on your role in the chain of survival, because when the chain of survival works like it did for me and like it did for Sean Purcell, it just demonstrates that if we can have more right places at the right time for people, there can be more survivors. And I would like to put a challenge out there to more members of Parliament. You know, electoral offices right across Australia are usually in prominent places. They're in main streets where people can find them easily. So what would you say to other MPs? Would you encourage them to get AEDs and make them publicly available?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is within our budget requirements. So it is a purchase that we're able to do, and to me, it's common sense. It is a life-changing piece of equipment, and absolutely, I'll be putting that challenge out to all of my colleagues at Parliament in the lower and the upper house to invest in an AED, make sure that it's in their office, make sure it's properly signed, and also, like you said, make sure that the nearby AEDs are also indicated and signed so that people can know where to go in such an urgent time. Like I said, time is critical. So yeah, absolutely.
That's right. And I think there's a lot, I've only been in this space for 12 months now since my cardiac arrest last year, but I've learned a lot. And I think there's a lot of, I was going to say shortcomings. I mean, it's not by design, it's not anybody's fault, but there's a lot of areas that really need to be refined and honed in this space. And I'm going to make that my mission to try and work on those areas that need to be refined. And I think there is a role for government somewhere in there. So we are kind of looking for people that see this issue as being important to get on board and help us, make improvements and make things, like a national AED register where all AEDs can be registered, because at the moment there's nothing that's sort of cohesive about it. So, as you say, even with the signage, we need more signage, but we need signage saying, okay, well, if this one's not available, where's the next closest one? We need a proper system that really enhances and strengthens that chain of survival for people. Yeah,
absolutely. And as you know, you've been on the wrong end of the stick, I suppose, in that regard. And I've seen it from my experience as a police officer attending to emergencies, and how at the time of an emergency, it's very difficult to think straight and think clear unless you are a trained professional or a nurse or a doctor or a paramedic or in that field. So a lot of the times we just have, normal mums and dads, citizens walking around the streets at the time when somebody collapses. It happens all the time. So if we could have a system, a procedure, a process that is simple, it's easy to follow, and it's something that is widely distributed and known, then the people that attend to these emergencies can get onto these, onto help and assistance as quickly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, again, Stuart, I commend you as a Member of Parliament, setting the example for the community, which is what we want our leaders to be doing. So thanks for doing that. I just want to see more of your colleagues doing the same thing. So let's see if we can get them to band together with you, setting the example, and let's try and save more lives.
Good on you, Greg. It's the least we can do. It is public service. That's what we're here to do. And I'll be urging all of my colleagues to do exactly the same.
Perfect. Thanks very much for your time, Stuart.
No worries, Greg. Good on you, mate.